Good morning and welcome to Mufc Realist TV. I hope you had a good sleep. It's time to wake up, stretch your legs, stretch your arms, have a tea, have a coffee. Here we go. Welcome back to Mufc Realist TV. We played the game, we saw the game, the kids delivered, and we are here calling it No Bullshit United. But before, I have my honorable guests, Daly, and I have Andy Tate. I have Jarvis Cocker all the way from USA, waiting in the Greenwood. Did I say Greenwood? Green room. Before I continue, I just want to crack a little bit joke that I found today. It's about Liverpool. It read like this: since it's a silly season, breaking news. A father and son was eating breakfast. The father newspaper, he shouted out, read the headlines to the son. Van Gogh for sale for £8 million. The son asked, "Is it worth it, Dad?" The father looked surprisingly on the son and said, "Well, I guess suppose so, son. Why are you asking?" "Well, Dad, we paid more than that for for Darwin Núñez and his crap." And gentlemen, would you buy a Van Gogh for £8 million, or is it too expensive? Like the father explained to his son, that the son answered, "Dad, is it worth it? We bought Darwin Núñez for more than that, and he's crap."
I thought the joke was about Harry Maguire, but Darwin Núñez.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but he could have flipped it. I don't know. We like to bend the scouts. Listen, we're gonna call it bullshit, right? I want to call it. If we look at what's spinning in the ether, in the news, it's dry. I want to call it something like, true or bullshit, right? I want to play this game with you guys and with the VR room, right? First of all, I did a video today and I discovered something from Arsenal's side, right? Arsenal have still not signed Declan Rice. They've been haggling, struggling, and we all know that they are not rich. Kroenke needs to sort of rob his wife. 105 million, it's a lot. Reports are coming out that they are willing to sell Thomas Partey and Jorginho to offload those two players to accommodate for one player or both. Now, there's true rumors that came out that Thomas Partey is now linked to Manchester United. Would you call it good or bullshit?
I'll go first. I think it's his agent playing the game. You get any player linked to United, all of a sudden, he's in the news feed, and he just cycles comments on social media and gets clubs talking. We looked at Partey a couple of years back, but the deal obviously wasn't done. So I'm calling bullshit in that.
Okay. Jarvis, true or bullshit? Oh, bullshit.
I don't think Partey will come to us, to be fair. Thomas Partey, he plays for Arsenal. I don't think... I believe Arsenal will keep him. But Jorginho, yeah, probably sell him off because
but they just got Jorginho last season, didn't they?
Yeah, but he has a big name in Italy. He will easily... the clubs in Italy will have him. If it's Napoli, Juventus, Milan, Inter, some of them will put up the money for him. So I think he will be easier to sell. And I don't think Arsenal will sell to a rival club because they will compete with us for the second or third place.
They've done it before. They've done it before.
Yeah, Alexis Sanchez. So we want to avoid that. Oh, we're signing history.
Andy Tate, truth or bullshit?
Yeah, I can smell BS. I can smell it from the Emirates right now. So I'm going to go no on either of them. But if they sell Jorginho, they will be getting rid of a Champions League winner. The only one in their team. That's it. Arsenal will never have a Champions League winning player. So they're getting rid of one. So, yeah, I'm calling rubbish on any of them.
I don't know. I would like to call it bullshit. At the end of the day, it's Arsenal we're talking about. Nothing makes sense when it comes to Arsenal signings. Either they go window.
Arsenal fans get gassed.
They get
It was
gassed.
Mbappe last week. Yeah. It was Mbappe. So, dream on. Even we won't get him. He's Real Madrid.
But if we do get a Partey, I would like to see the Arsenal fan base meltdown, right? Because why would you then get rid of it? First and foremost, why would you get rid of one of your best midfielders, right? In order to accommodate for a Declan Rice. But I'm overruled here with 3 votes, but let me know if people in the VR room what you think. But we have to call it out then.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Just a question, lads. On Arsenal fans getting gassed. In the UK, Andy, do you have Smarties that sweets for kids?
Yeah, we do. We have Smarties. Yeah, we still sell
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
But you remember when we were growing up as kids, they were so full of E numbers and sugar that you couldn't give them to a small child because the small child would be literally bouncing off the walls with the insulin high and all the sugar. I think that's what Arsenal fans are. Like they're linked to anybody. They get all hyped and they're getting so emotionally charged. They go top of the table for 5 minutes during the season, and we're going to win the league. And now they think they're getting Declan Rice. They're going to be contender of Champions League.
I know. It's all the Smarties. Yeah.
I think
It's all
the
that
Arsenal fans
prime. It's all that prime you drink. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all that prime you drink at the Emirates, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that drink because like KSI's a prime fan. Arsenal fan. They drink that prime by the truckload there, and they just get so juiced up on sugar and it gassed to like.
So the Arsenal fans are on a diet of prime and Smarties, and I take it.
Prime Smarties, yeah.
Right.
Smarties primes.
Wicked. Better call Zayn Miassi. He will know. Everyone knows that Zayn Miassi is the one that robs his mum's credit card and super chats everywhere.
Yeah,
Zayn, we will like you to come.
Welcome on this channel whenever he wants.
Yeah.
Whenever he wants.
Drops dimes.
Yeah.
He drops the microphone.
He's got about 5 credit cards in his mum's name, I'm telling you.
Yeah. No, we would like a little bit of a Zayn Miassi in the house. We'll welcome that. Guys, okay, fine. We call that a bullshit, but we will see, right? Another story that came out today. Again, coming out from Benfica, that Manchester United are interested in linking to Giancarlo Costa.
The goalkeeper.
No, the striker.
Giancarlo Ramos.
Oh, sorry, Giancarlo Ramos. Sorry,
Yeah.
It's too late for me.
Yeah, as a striker, he would be perfect, but I don't think we have enough money to buy him at the moment. It depends if we are putting in that amount of money. I think we will go for Kane, to be honest, in my opinion.
All right. Andy?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say that. We haven't got the money, but if something happens in the next week or so, next few weeks, go Vegas. Go Vegas. Harry Kane. Bang. 80 million, 90 million. You know what? You want a tie? You want a tie? There's your tie. There's your Millennium Falcon you wanted since you were 12 years old. You've got it. Use it. Use it. Play with it all you want, but let's go Vegas. But yeah, there might be one more. We need a striker, basically. We need 2. But let's say Hojlund, maybe, let's say we'll get that off over the line. United are not very good at doing 2 free transfers at a time. So they can only do 1 at a time. But you may get a stupid Vegas weekend with Man United.
We had a stupid Vegas weekend 2 weeks before the close of the transfer window last weekend. So
it was a mad 24 hours with Casemiro.
We only have 100 million to spend. We ended up spending 250. We got we did a mad spending spree. Santa came with like an Anthony Dos Santos. He came with Casemiro. Yeah. J Daly, what do you reckon? Truth or bullshit? Giancarlo Ramos.
I'm calling bullshit. Andy has gone with the mad Vegas weekend analogy. I'm going to go with only fools and horses. Rodney, next year we're millionaires until we're taking over.
Lovely jubbler.
Lovely jubbling, my son. Lovely jubbling, my son. At the moment, it's like we got Boise running the club. Okay, everything is like a wing and a prayer on the never until we're taken over by a rich multi-billionaire. We can dream of spending 100 million euros on a striker. Okay. So next year, Rodney, next year.
Yeah, let's say Jim Ratcliffe is Del by. He would blow it all, wouldn't he? He'll lose all the money.
No, he's Boise. He's Boise. He's Boise. He's Boise.
At least Boise had morals, you know. Morning. Where's the Prozac? You know what I mean?
The Prozac. Listen, I call it a spade a spade. I call it bullshit. The reason why I call it a bullshit, nobody picked it up here. You know, if you know that we are negotiating right now for Rasmus Hojlund, you know that Atlanta wants big stupid money, right? For a talent that is a potential talent, right? So they're basically pricing it. They don't really want to sell him this season. They are banking to sell him next season so they can get that big money, because they can clearly, obviously, you can see that Rasmus Hojlund is a specimen, the DNA. His father is a football player. His mom was an Olympic sprinter. He's got it in his locker, man. This boy is sick, but you can't pay that money that they're asking for, right? So in a way, I think it is more of a bullshit that United is turning the PR spin to say, look, okay, you're not going to play with us. If you don't want to agree with us, we're going to get another striker. So they're leaking this out to the press again. Another thing is that on the receiving end with Benfica, you have what's his name? Rio Costa, the CEO, right? This guy is a tough customer. Like if he sets the price 100 million, right? He will never budge. You know, no matter how you come installments, no, it's 100 million. That's it. Why all of a sudden would he demand 65 million for Ramos? Doesn't really, I mean, Giancarlo Costa, it doesn't really make sense, to be honest. It doesn't make sense. So I call it a bullshit, to be honest. It is more of a United playing the game to say, look, you know, we're not going to overpay you for a generational talent. We bought Amad Diallo for 35 from you. You know, we've done good faith business before, but of course, who sits there? we reported so many times before. The Pratt sold us Harry Maguire, Lee Congerton, of course. Yeah. So we're dealing with that. I call it a bullshit, guys. Should we all call it a bullshit? Going once, going twice, going 3 times.
A bullshit. A bullshit.
That's it. Bullshit. And we have a super chat from Alien Tenno from Peter. Big up, Peter. Big up, Alien Tenno. ADHD gooners are the best.
Zane.
Listen.
Hey, Mick, I have a question for Jay and Andy while they're here, because when we're talking about the number 9, the striker, we all know we have Martial in our ranks. He's on high wages. He's injury prone. No one will actually buy him in my estimations. I think we can at best give him away on a loan. But I have a sneaking suspicion that we will keep Martial next season. Yeah, so if we sign Hojlund, keep Martial and Rashford as the third backup, is that enough for the number 9?
I don't think it's enough. We lost Cavani, lost Ronaldo, replaced near to them, on the cusp of going on a preseason tour to the States with no striker. That's the club right now, Jarvis. Martial is on £250,000 a week. Jose, my man Jose, I love Jose. I know, Andy, you weren't a massive fan of him, but I love the guy. He wanted rid of Martial when he got to the club. But one of the Glazers insisted that he was going to stay no matter what. So the man's on £1 million a month, £1 million a month. He went to Sevilla, stunk the place out, got booed by Sevilla fans. He's injured more time than I've had protein shakes. His muscles have the structure and integrity of shredded wheat. So what top 6 club in any European league is going to buy an injury-prone player with a bad attitude? You wouldn't touch him. So I think we are stuck with him unless we get the billionaire owner coming in and buys away his contract. I think we're stuck with him, unfortunately. So Rasmus Hojlund, Rashford, and Martial for me is not enough. We still need another striker. I like the look of 𝒂𝒊𝒔𝒉, but we're not going to get near him until next season or the year after.
Yeah. Before we continue, I want to sort of from Dave Curran, I guess you're Irish as well. Guys, Victor Roque's agent claims to try to hijack Barcelona's deal with the bid near 100 million euros. If true, where did that money come from? Maybe it's just paper talk. I call it BS. I never heard about it before, Dave.
Yeah, definitely.
Just continue on that topic. What Jay finished off by saying, like, you know, Jarvis, what do you reckon? Like, you know, is that enough? I mean, you asked the question. I mean, we're throwing it back to you like a boomerang.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough. No, but you know, with our we have a tight budget this season, and we know we can't do many signings with the guys who's in charge now. We have never done more than, I would say, 4 signings in one summer window. And let's say we get Mount, Onana, Hojlund, and a midfielder. Could we go for a 5th signing? I don't think so. I think we're stuck with Martial, as Jay was saying. So, but Andy, what do you think?
I definitely think we're going to be so short with Martial now. He's injury prone. He's still injured from the cup final. He's like you say, we don't even know the update. He's still injured from about practically 7-8 weeks ago. He limped out, like you say, he was clutching his hamstring at the end of the Fulham game with tenhag making his speech before the cup final. And we've not seen him since. We've not heard a peep out of him. So he's just, and he's on obscene money. I don't feel sympathy for Martial, but if over the years he's been pushed to play, I can understand that. It's not fair on the lad, because United did the same with Marcus Rashford, and they, like you say, pushed him. He hurt his back, he hurt his knee, Rashford. So, but attitude, getting injured. I've seen this on the last day of the season. The players had a walk around and all their kids played on the pitch. Martial's son had more energy running about on that Old Trafford pitch, and he bagged 2 playing with all the other kids. And that was the best I've seen a Martial play at Old Trafford all season. And that was so good. He should be so proud of his son. But I tell you what, you take an example, look at your son, mate. Because he got more about him than Martial's attitude has. Telling you.
I'm telling you now. Listen, I will have my say here, guys, and what I think and what I believe. It might be unpopular opinion. It might be different from what everyone else is saying. I think that, you know, United is still heavily monitoring the situation with Harry Kane. It's always been the preferred striker, the number 1 senior target. Who else are they going to get? Like Victor Osimhen is an unproven entity, 1 good season in Serie A. So if you're going to play in Premier League, who are you going to get? Harry Kane. The only thing is, the obstacle is the Pratt. We all know who we're talking about, Daniel Leavy. We know that Bayern Munich put in another bid, 80 billion, sorry. He would accept it. Well, he would take that for 80 billion. It just comes down to, you know, let them do the heavy lifting, right? We're just going to monitor the situation. I think if Harry Kane is not leaving this season, he will not sign a new contract. It will be stupid to sign a new contract. He will walk away for free, or we just revisit in January. Until then,
you can sign a prenup with anybody in January.
Yeah, a prenup. Yeah, a prenup before you get married. That's the thing. But I certainly believe in following theory, and this is just my thinking, because I was thinking about this last night, and say we will get Rasmus Hojlund in. We still have some youngsters. Is it good enough? Yes, it is good enough, because with Onana, we're going to play a different game of football. Everyone's going to pitch up higher up the pitch. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden, they're going to start focusing, oh shit, how are we going to deal with Onana, right? Because he's a threat. That guy is a passer of the ball better than anyone else. He's a sick player, right? So all of a sudden, you're going to push up to 30 yards up the pitch, right? So you're going to squeeze the players. He's going to find long balls on Rashford, long balls on Hojlund. And we got lots of firepower. Now, despite what's happened to Mason Greenwood, I think that Mason Greenwood is still part of Erik ten Hag's plans, right? So all of a sudden, you have 2 Mason Greenwood, and then you have a Hojlund, and then maybe in January or come next year, you get that senior striker like Harry Kane or Mbappe, whatever. But Mbappe is not a pure number 9. He's more like a Marcus Rashford type, and we don't need that kind of type, because we already have, you know, Garnacho, we have Rashford on that wing, we have Ahmad on the right, we have, you know, we have talent. That's the thing. We just need that number 9. And I think that Hojlund can do a good job. Definitely can do a job, right? So if you rotate And we don't know how we're going to set up, but I saw the preseason game today. So we are playing like with false number 9s. We're pressing high up the pitch. Adding on Onana to that mix is going to be a game changer. That's just my opinion, guys.
Yeah,
definitely. It was nice to see the youngsters. It's like taking that energy from the first team. It's filtered down to some of them youngsters, and they're playing with desire. You know, breaking news: NHS refused Martial transfer.
I mean, I think that Martial will still stay. I mean, they will struggle to get rid of him, but it's a good card to have as a backup, right? To call up, like let this cheese stream hamstring heal. I mean, obviously we stole Arsenal's chief medical, right? So hopefully he can do some juju on Martial.
Oh yeah, heal. Praise the Lord, heal the power. We need Jesus Christ. Heal my what you call it, Martial's hamstring. Let's have a 25-goal season from Martial. Fire us to the Champions League again and win us a couple of cups. If we could do that, the new Arsenal chief medical officer, I'm very happy. Very happy.
So I'm staying with you there in the Jumbotron, Andy. A serious question: truth or bullshit? Then you reckon Daniel Leavy will cave at the end of the season and sell Harry Kane?
Yeah. Well, if he not at the end of the season, he's gonna lose him for nothing.
This transfer window.
I think something's gonna happen. I don't think Spurs start well at all. Really do not start well at all. Like you say, this new manager, has he got a vote of confidence from Daniel Leavy? If you remember the Wolves lad, he was in there. He lasted about 12 games and he sacked him just like that. I don't see that. Like you say, there's a hell of a difference between the Scottish League with Celtic and the Premier League. He might bring 1 or 2 players in, but you say he would sell Harry Kane to get the players in to give the players he wants for his style of play. So
𝑴𝒂𝒄𝒌, that's his name, 𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒌.
Play. He wants his own style. It's, Harry Kane could take you to the Champions League. Fair enough. But if you want to reevaluate your team, start anew fresh, Harry Kane's only going to be here 1 year. What are you going to do? Wine and dine him and say, "Oh, you'll be a legend, be a legend, be a legend." What's the point of being a legend if you haven't won a trophy? Look at Alan Shearer. Legend. 1 trophy. 1 Premier League title. Jesus Christ. He could have had so much if it came to Man United. And Harry Kane's in the same mould, mate. You know what I mean? In the same mould. Harry Kane has missed out on Champions League finals, league titles, and Carabao Cups, and he's got nothing to show for it. Even World Cups, he's missed out. So the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking.
Yeah, he likes to be in control. I think he likes to be in the limelight, Daniel Leavy. This is his moment to shine, to play hardball. So I'm Mr. Bully Book, Billy Bollocks.
We did it with Berbatov, didn't we? We got Berbatov on deadline day, so it could be just that. Qatar come in with 2 days to go. Right, we're going Vegas. Bang, done. Got Harry Kane. Let's all let's all get gassed for the night, like Arsenal. We get gassed for 1 night and transfer deadline day. And
so put some cream on that waffle. Do you reckon he will sell him then?
I do. I think he'll come to United.
Truth.
If not, this season, we'll get him in the summer. We'll get him on a prenup, and then we're entwined and we're married. So basically, I think we're going to get him. If not now, we're going to get him.
You're going to get him?
We're going to get him.
Bring him back to you, Jay. Basically, people in the chat say Spurs manager will be fired after 10 matches. They probably will call him Imposter Coglio.
Okay, I'll leave you on this, Mick. Conte, Poch, Jose.
That's it.
Neither of those 3 you get a tune out of Spurs or those players and work under Mr. Leavy. Very cute and astute club owner. All about the bottom line, the profit. He's not going to do what we did with Paul Pogba and leave a player leave twice on a free. He's going to cash in his chips. It's like he's playing a waiting game. He wants a bit more between United and Bayern, and the first club that blinks and pays the 100 mil or close to it, he'll sell.
He will.
He
Darren
will
Scott
sell.
is saying, look
Has to
at
sell.
look at this comment from Gaza. You remember Gascoigne, right? He went to Spurs because they bought his mom and dad Heiser. And wasn't it also for his sister a sunbed as well?
Yeah. Fergie spoken many times that he reckoned he could have got the best out of Gascoigne, and he could have been the manager that could have got Gascoigne to achieve his full potential. Back to Andy's comment about Kane not winning anything. Well, Andy, with all due respect, buddy, he's never going to win a World Cup because he can't bring them. So that's done. He's won nothing in his career. So if he wants to win right now, who would you go to? Do you go to United on a rebuild or Bayern that are going to perennially win the Bundesliga and be guaranteed semi-final of a Champions League year in, year out? But then Harry Kane, he is from what I've seen in interviews, he loves England, loves his country. I can't see him going to Germany. I really can't.
You can't.
So,
but they have personal terms agreed already. Otherwise, they wouldn't proceed.
Yeah, but how many times have we had personal terms agreed and the player didn't sign?
Say with Ellie and Tenno, like Peter is saying, Bayern will not pay 100 million for Kane. Yeah. No way. No way.
I think this saga will run until August. And finally, so many commented that the Spurs manager will be sacked within 10 games. I would like to see the betting odds on a Spurs manager gone by Christmas.
Yeah. Jarvis, what's your thoughts and feelings?
I'll leave in that. Good night.
Good night, Jay. Thank you for coming
on. Jay.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, when it comes to Spurs, they have a lot of good players. They recently signed James Maddison. He's good. They have good players. Last season, Kulusevski was injured a lot of the time. Son wasn't up for it. I think he was overplayed the season before, and now he got a little bit burned out, so he didn't really get going last season. So I think Spurs can do well, and they bought a lot of players who didn't fire right away, like Richarlison and Pedro Porro, even Perisic. So they signed a lot of players. I think Spurs have a good team, but they don't have a good manager, or it's up to him to prove me wrong. But yeah, it's a big chance that he will be sacked before Christmas.
Yeah, I read somebody in the comments say that basically Kane will not leave Shawshank. If you know that movie, it's like jailbreak.
If you remember last season as well, the manager, what was he called? I forgot, the Chelsea lad at Tottenham. He called them out somewhat chronic. After a 3-3 draw with Southampton, and he left. Then he went back to Italy. Forgot what he's called. I can't. Used to manage Chelsea, so he just left, and it's the players. The players got him sacked. So there's a little bit of a mutiny in there. So if it's not going right, them Tottenham players will turn on that manager again. Yeah, getting booted out.
But the thing is, this Champions Leagues, they're not playing Champions League. They're not playing anything. In my mind, if I'm Harry Kane, there's no way I'm staying to play under a manager that played in the, came from Australia, managed in the Scottish Premiership League, and just got a job. What they're recruiting, peanuts. We don't even know. It's just a shambles. They have a 1 billion stadium that needs to be repayment in debt. So who is Daniel Leavy kidding? I'm going what Rashid is saying. Brother Mick, Leavy will sell Kane eventually, just not to us. Leavy doesn't want to sell to any of the rival clubs in the Premier League, but he's got no choice. If somebody knocks on his door, gives him the money, at the end of the day, it's a game of poker. He needs money. The new manager wants signings. He wants reinforcements. You got to back the manager. And you got to sort of think about this as well, right? He's already in a tight scrutiny with the Spurs from last season, right? If he sells Kane this season, they're going to get even worse. The Spurs fan is even going to get worse on his back, right? So he's in his mind, Levy's probably thinking, well, if I can just hold on Kane for another 6 months to January, and maybe between that window I can convince him to sign a new contract. This is the thing, I think, what's going on in his mind. But it comes down to, what cojones do you have, Harry Kane?
This is the same thing with the Glazers and the ownership. If we just hang on there, if we just ride this storm, we can stay. So it's the same sort of analogy with Daniel Leavy and Harry Kane. If we can hang on, if we can show we care, we don't have to take anybody. There's nothing more to cream, but we can still hang on. So it's the same analogy. So, like I say, things are going to change for the better.
Yeah,
they will
things
change.
Will only get better. And the chat via Rome, guys, you're amazing. Smash the like. I don't know how many, but people are already coming up with name. I started this train by calling him Imposter Coglio. Now we have Toaster Coglio. He'll be toasted. Listen, 125 in this chat, less than 55 likes. Please subscribe. Bring it up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please help us. I don't know, I haven't checked the live ticker. We are, last time I checked, we are 80 people away from 15k subs. So if you can do us a favor as a gift, I would appreciate it. Look, Harry Kane, we park him in the back pocket. We definitely would welcome you to Manchester United, but it's down to you, mate. You're on holiday, you come back. Yes.
I just wonder, does anyone know what's his wages at the moment in Spurs? What's he on? 150, 200,
250. God knows, he's got to be one of the high earners there.
Yeah, because he's the kind of player. If he comes to United, he will probably be worth 300 to 350,000 a week, just because his longevity in the Premier League is proven and all of that. So if he has a little bit sense and wants more money at the end of his career, he should come to us, and he will probably get a big sign-on fee. But
200 cases, Boxer, is that true?
He will make more money if he just waits until next season and get a big sign-on fee for himself.
People saying 200k. David Curran is saying, Box is saying 200k as well.
Like I say, if Qatar come in, we buy him. They'll make the money back on the shirt sales alone. Believe me, you really will. You really will.
Okay. Chris Brees is saying, rumors is saying the Spurs might offer him 400k a week to stay. But if you take that money, at the end of the day, you have no ambition. Spurs ain't going nowhere. Not in the next 3 years. Like, especially if you look at who's rebuilding, right? United is rebuilding. Arsenal is rebuilding. Who else? Newcastle.
Chelsea as well.
Chelsea, everyone. Right. If I were Harry Kane and I looked at it, what is the project here? We've seen it before. Like, I've seen this movie before. You promised, you got rid of what's his name, Chelsea manager now,
Conte
called you out. What a shit club you are.
Pochettino's now the Chelsea manager.
Pochettino, yeah, Poch, stuff like that. So come on, man. I'm just calling a spade a spade. He will leave. I think he will leave at the summer. I don't care what British media is saying, because at the end of the day, I look at it from a player perspective. Not again. I'm just looking at
Chelsea. He could stay in London and go to Chelsea. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. But I think he will leave Spurs.
100%. It's inevitable. Listen, I have 2 more topics to cover before we close the shop.
Sorry, just to bother you a little bit, but if he has 10 months left, for example, on his contract, and he gets 200 more for Leavy, and that's about 800 a month. In 10 months, that's 8 million. So if we offer him 10 million sign-on fee, he will make money going to United next season instead of signing a new contract. It's basic mathematics. Yeah.
I would say that Daniel Leavy offering Kane lifetime supply of bacon sandwich. There was if Mickey Phelan then, if you remember, Mickey Phelan leaning on the brick wall and getting free bacon sandwiches.
One bacon butty a week is part of your contract.
BLT sandwich. Listen, I have 2 more topics before. Thank you, Jay, for coming out. He's got to get up early. So anyway, it's been fun. Listen, peace, love, bananas, like and subscribe. And I hope there's been some great Looney Tunes. It's Mick Ruby, MFC Realist TV, Andy Tate, Jarvis Cocker, and it was Jay Daly. Take it easy.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.